Hey guys, Cam for 15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I am back with another Blue Box episode review for you guys as we are continuing on with Blue Box. And very interesting episode because we have it to where Hina is continuing on with her her advances and trying to get Taiki to just choose her, and not much Chinatsu this week. And then Taiki's kind of going through another, like, I guess you can say hurdle. I think it has to do with a combination of not only his feelings for both the girls, but obviously when it comes to his badminton and how it's actually affecting his badminton play. If you want to admit, if we're being honest and everything. So, it's interesting. This episode, I thought we would have gotten more outside of like the Hina stuff, and then even the Taiki stuff. Thought we were getting more Chinatsu stuff, but not really. But that's kind of thing. So I'm kind of gonna go around with the episode in terms of the things. But like one of the main storylines in this episode is Taiki feeling not confident enough in himself. It's not only confident enough in himself when it comes to potentially picking a girl who he could see himself end up with. It's also from the standpoint, he's not confident in himself when it comes to when it comes to his badminton stuff. Now we'll find out that they're gonna have a practice match against the school that he lost to, and Yusa's coming from there. And he's not confident, and he hasn't been confident this entire episode to the point like he's been struggling in his practice matches and everything, and he doesn't know if he can be able to beat this guy. And I think some of that confidence is coming in the factor because he doesn't believe in himself, and also too, I think he's also conflicted about his feelings about everything that's going on in his other personal life, right? You know, because you got Hina just constantly, consistently like giving him hints like, hey, you know, I'll be there, you know, to support you because you're the guy I like. You know, at the same time, you know, you like Chinatsu, but, you know, Hina's clearly, like, having feelings for you and being very, like, open about the feelings, making you, like, maybe second guess, like, you know, maybe Hina isn't too bad. Maybe Chinatsu isn't that, you know, girl for me. You know, what if Hina is? And it's leading to his confidence, and also he's not, with the fact that he's been struggling in practice, even though he did get a compliment from one of his teammates saying like, hey man, you gotten really better, you loosen up a bit, which was from his trainings he had with Hayoto, when Haruyu brought him over to that training session, right? And essentially, he's not feeling confident. Like, he feels like, yeah, he's better, but he still feels like it's not the way he needs to be. So it's interesting how he views it himself from that perspective, why he doesn't feel like, even though he can see there's growth, maybe he just doesn't believe it, that he's getting better. Because we later see him getting killed by Haruyu, and that's weighing on him. And who knows, maybe it's just the fact that the relationship stuff is getting to him, and he doesn't know, and it's making him feel conflicted, and not making him feel confident. Because we saw a few episodes ago, he was pretty confident after the loss that kind of set him back into reality a bit, and then he just got his confidence back, and then now it's kind of like he's kind of just, and they use the description of like him wandering in the desert, because Chinatsu and Haruyu basically talk about him, and you know, she's like, well, he's pretty diligent and everything, and basically Haruyu's like, well, he's kind of got some issues. It's like he's kind of walking around in the desert not knowing what to do, which was an interesting conversation there, because Chinatsu's kind of whole thing was like, well, why not just look after him? Why not look after him? You are his senior, so maybe give him some help, you know, look after him, give him some water. Because they talk about like how he doesn't stay hydrated, so the dude's not staying hydrated. One, I don't know how you're not playing sports and you're not staying hydrated. That's like the number one thing you gotta do, if you're playing sports, always be hydrated, right? But see, you know, it's funny because after that talk, at least we've seen where Haruyu thinks about what Chinatsu said. He actually goes to the vending machine, gets some water. This man walks in, he's like, Taiki, here's some water. And then he sees Taiki eating some damn curry, and he's like, oh, so you're eating curry. Well, you ain't getting this damn water. No, you're not. So that was kind of a funny thing. And then the episode ended up leading into the fact for Taiki, he's still not feeling confident in everything when it comes to the feeling stuff, and then even his playing stuff. And then next thing you know, Yusa, the guy he beat, appears at the end of the school asking like, hey, is this, do you know where the gymnasium's at, right? So do we get another practice match between him and Yusa? We'll see. And the thing is, we see in the episode earlier that Hina and Shinatsu both want to be there to cheer him on and support him. And it's kind of having him conflicted in that aspect of like, you don't have to go if you don't want to. And they're like, no, I want to go. I want to support. Hina says, I want to support the guy that I love, which he turned around. He was like, what? And she's like, why are you looking at me like that? And then Shinatsu was like, no, I want to support somebody. I want to support, somebody that's got my morning practice buddy, right? So it's like you have these two girls that want to be there and support him, and he's kind of just like, I don't know if you guys should, but that's the thing. He just has no confidence in himself, and maybe that's also another thing too. Maybe that's what leading the confidence. Maybe he feels like he's going to embarrass himself amongst two girls that, one he likes, another girl that does like him. And he may like that girl too, and maybe he doesn't want to look like a joke to them, right? So that could be a thing right then and there. So yeah, we do have it to where Shinatsu finds out from Hina after Hina tells Shinatsu like, hey, I like him, and basically you kind of get a breakdown from that aspect, where Shinatsu's like, oh, okay, and she's obviously Hina's kind of like, wait, you're not surprised by that? And Shinatsu's like, no, not really. And the reason why she wanted her to tell her that is because she knows that Shinatsu's living with Taiki, but then that's when Shinatsu's like, well, actually, I'm not living with him right now. I'm actually temporarily living with my mother because she came back from my grandpa's surgery. And then Hina's like, oh, well, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be disrespectful or anything, so I hope your grandfather gets better. And she kind of walks off, and I took that as a way from her. It's like, okay, I might actually have a chance now because she's not over at his place. While Chinatsu's kind of just like, huh, and she's kind of has you can tell like, wow, okay, this girl clearly told me that, she told me that she likes this dude that I like, so that's the thing, right? But anyways, you have it to where Hina goes on the complete offensive here, right? Which was kind of a shocking thing that she was willing to do this. Now, I will say it was an interesting approach for her. In all honesty, for me personally, it kind of made things a little bit more awkward. And basically what happens is Taiki goes to find Hina and everything, and it looks like they're at this part where they're going to practice, he's going to help her practice her lines, right? And she's at the part of like the Sleeping Beauty type of play that they're doing where the prince has to kiss the princess to wake her up, right? And essentially this kind of leads to this whole thing where she's like, hey, do you want to kiss me? And Taiki's like, what? What are you talking about? No, I'm not going to do that. And then eventually it's kind of the whole thing of like, hey, do you really want to do it for reals? And Taiki's just like, and he's just like looking at the lips and everything, and he just ends up like, no, I'm good. So that's kind of the whole thing. And then she ends up walking away. She's like, oh, it's okay, and everything. It's fine. We're just practicing. And I'm just like, it's weird. I like Hina as a character, and I do understand she wants to get Taiki to fall for her. Now, I will say this is probably one of her more cringe moments, because in reality, like, it's kind of weird, you've been expressing your love to this dude every second you get, And eventually, that's eventually just gonna get a little bit awkward. Like, if it was me in Taiki's shoes, I'd be like, hey, Hina, like, look, I get it, you like me like that, but you don't have to remind me like, you don't have to remind me every, like, second of the day, like, and if anything, like, if I'm being honest, and honestly, this is my honest opinion, the fact that she's doing this and she's being very, like, outgoing and just saying, like, hey, Taiki, I'm doing this because I really like you, right? It kind of makes things a little bit weird, and honestly, it's kind of a turn off in my opinion. Like, I would not want a girl coming up to me, like, almost every second of the day, telling me, like, how much they like me. Like, I don't want to. Like, okay, if you want to give me hints that you like me, yeah, sure, but I'd rather, do that. And it's kind of the thing, like, she's going on the aggressiveness, because she feels like Taiki's gonna always choose Chinatsu, and especially the fact that, like, she knows, like, I know you like Chinatsu, but I don't want to do whatever I can to get you to like me. So she's going about this approach of constantly reminding him, like, hey, I like you, I like you, I like you. Maybe this works. But in reality, it's kind of more of a turn-off, in my opinion. And it's making her kind of weird and awkward. And it's leading to these moments that may be a little cringe, like the wanna kiss moment. Like, the fact that you're asking this dude who's very conflicted with his feelings for two girls to say, like, hey, you want to kiss? Like, that's kind of, like, weird and cringe. Like, I'm actually kind of glad that Taiki said no to it, because it's like, why should I have to kiss you? Like, no. Like, I'm just helping you practice your plays, your lines, and you want to kiss because you get a kiss in the play? No, I'm not going to do that. And it just made things awkward and I don't know if to make things awkward between the both of them going forward after this moment, but it definitely was awkward when he's like, what? So, it's interesting to see what approach they're gonna do, or what approach they're gonna take with this, going forward, because, that's the thing. I thought it was kind of cringe of her to do that. Like, you don't ask a random guy to kiss you if you tell them how much you like them and you haven't even went on a date or anything and stuff like that. And it's weird, and it's interesting, because it's like Hina told him, like, hey, look, I don't need an answer, so I'll be patient. But she's being like, she's trying to get him to give her an answer immediately, right? But in reality, I think you can say, like, this is the second time this dude has rejected Hina in a way. So who knows? We'll see. But overall, it was a solid episode. I thought I was honestly going to get more out of this episode, and so I'm not trying to say I was disappointed in this episode. I thought there would be more, but that's kind of the dilemma that we're kind of in Blue Box. They're kind of have to stall some things out realistically before we get to the penultimate, like, choice he's going to make, and the fact that is Chinatsu going to finally confess his feelings for him too, and then he's going to confess her feelings to her, that type of thing. But anyways, I'm gonna get out for guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Blue Box content or any other anime content I upload to the channel. So then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day or your night in the video. Peace.